Thank you for clicking in today at goetbtigers.com on the ETBU Sportsnet, and welcome again to ETB Extra as we continue with our show today, broadcasting live from the campus of East Texas Baptist University. Time now to continue to talk Lady Tiger basketball. Once again, we appreciate Ambrosia Woodard for stopping by and visiting with us just moments ago. Now we have the head coach of the Lady Tigers, Edsel Hamilton. And Coach, I went over the American Southwest Conference East Division standings before I came here today, and I didn't realize how close everyone is right now because the top four seeds from the East and the West make it to the conference tournament. And at the top of the East is Texas Tyler, they're 9-0, Laterno 7-2, ETBU 4-2, Louisiana College 3-2, Texas Dallas 3-4. Of course, you got games ahead with obviously Texas Dallas Thursday night. The conference race is getting very interesting about getting into that postseason tournament. How are the Tigers going to face all that?
Yeah, it's really tight right now. We're a few games behind Laterno right now because we've already played McMurray and Belhaven, and so those didn't officially count towards the conference standings. But I told the girls yesterday when we were doing our scouting report and film session on UT Dallas that this game is really worth like 2 games from here on out. Because normally, if we're playing UT Dallas and then we win and Laterno also wins, we don't really game a game on Laterno at all. But if we beat UT Dallas, that's also a loss for UT Dallas. So it's basically like getting 2 games on somebody. So it's really tight. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I mean, I think Tyler is clearly proven that they're the team to beat right now. But some teams have been playing them close recently. So we're going to go into every game trying to win. I've told our girls that we still have a shot at winning a conference championship, but we have to win every game from here on out. So that's what we're trying to do. I told them in practice, we've got to approach every single practice like you're getting ready for a championship game because that's what you're doing. Every single game from here on out is a championship game if you really want to win a championship.
Before we talk about tomorrow night's opponent at Arnellis Gymnasium in UT Dallas, I want to go back and talk about how you did last Saturday and last Thursday. Of course, last Saturday you traveled to Jackson, Tennessee to play Belhaven University. They're in their first year in the conference. Their record does not count in conference standings, but I saw an interview by you. You said that was a game that you got to get a lot of playing time in with your players, double minutes, like 11 players had double minutes. It was a game that got a chance for people to get some playing time, and that's a big plus.
Yeah, we really played well as a team. I've been really stressing to them about giving 100% effort the entire time you're on the floor and not saving yourself. And I think as a player and it's not necessarily a selfish thing, but just being a competitor, like you want to be out there and you want to be on the floor making stuff happen. But at the same time, you are kind of being selfish if you're not able to give 100% and you take a possession off on defense and you let your guy score, because you were saving yourself for offense or whatever. So I've really been on to him about that, about not saving anything, not holding anything back. We've got a good bench. So I was really trying to keep an eye on when they looked like they weren't giving me 100%, got them out and put somebody else in there. So that's how it ended up working out. We played everybody on the bench. Everybody got double-figure minutes. Everybody scored. We really played well as a team. We shared the ball. We encouraged each other. Somebody got knocked over. We sprinted to help them up. We were high-fiving on the bench and that kind of stuff, and that's what you want to see.
A good victory for the Tigers last Saturday. They defeated Belhaven on the road, 77-66, 3 players in double figures. April Leonard with 18. Secret Davis had 16, and Delia Hopkins with 10 points. Now, I hate to go back and talk about last Thursday as Mary Harden-Baylor came into the gym at Arnellis, and they went out of the gym winning 80-62. But as I was calling the game, I kind of saw a squad on the court that didn't look like the squad I've seen previously, and then I noticed that you kind of said that game was frustrating. Why was it frustrating as a coach seeing what was happening on the court that last Thursday?
I don't know what the answer is. Otherwise, we would have been able to fix it. But we just didn't do anything that we had talked about doing. Whether it was on the practice floor or in scouting report, we just got out there and it was like we forgot everything that we'd been talking about. There were things that were open that we said this is going to be open, and we weren't looking for them. We turned the ball over early and got them some wide open uncontested layups, and that kind of got their confidence going. And then of course, once they got their confidence up, they hit, I think, 13 out of 23 threes. And it's hard to beat people when they're shooting the ball that well. And they're not a team that normally shoots that well, so we played a lot of zone. But again, getting their confidence up by giving them some uncontested layups early in the game. When we were attacking, they played mixed up zone and man, and we talked about certain things that we wanted to do against their zone, and we said we just didn't look for it. So, I don't know what the answer is, but I think we've improved from there. I think we've learned from our mistakes, and I think we'll see a little bit better tomorrow night of being able to translate what we worked on in practice, what we worked on in scouting report, to the floor. And Marathon Baylor's good. Like, I don't want to say that it was all us playing bad. They played really well. They're a good team. I'm friends with their coach, and he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. And we said coming into that game that they're good. They're better than their record. They played a really tough schedule, and they showed it. They're a really good team. They got a lot of athletes, and they were really well prepared. And they just beat the pants off of us for 40 minutes. And, you hate that happens, but thankfully that's really the first time that's happened since our exhibition games.
Of course, part of that loss, it's always frustrating. Always, you don't like to see players come out of the game because of injury, but you lost April Leonard for a while and Taylor Alexander for most of the game.
That didn't help either.
That didn't help either, did? But your team kind of went, okay, we got people had to step up and do that.
Yeah.
How are they doing? How is April and Taylor doing?
April ended up coming back for the rest of that game. She missed, I think, probably almost about a quarter total game time while they were looking at her knee and stuff. I think she just got banged knee to knee with somebody or something like that. So she's back. She's fine. She played the full game on Saturday. Taylor sat out Saturday with a foot injury, but she's been kind of getting back into the flow in practice this week, and I think she'll be ready to do full contact stuff today. So we're expecting her to play Thursday night. But yeah, that didn't help either, having basically our two best players out for long stretches of the game. But again, the game was already, they were already well in control of the game at that point anyway.
Talking with head coach Edsel Hamilton, Lady Tigers. Most of the time we talk about what's happening on the court, but I want to talk for a moment what's happened off the court. This past Monday was, of course, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, MLK Service Day, and I noticed out serving in the community were members of your basketball team. Kind of explain how you got involved in that and what did they do as part of a service project this past Monday?
Well, I've been looking for stuff. I think it's really important for our girls and for our students in general to give back to the community whenever they can. And we've been kind of looking for different things that we could do. We helped out with the food drive that you were putting on, or that you ran, back in December. And I'd wanted to do some stuff over Christmas time when we were here, but hadn't really been able to find a good thing. And then Scott Bryant, our chaplain, emailed me and said, hey, they're doing a big service project thing on Martin Luther King Day. I thought, perfect, we'll do that. So we got together at 8:30 on Monday morning and, just kind of waiting to see where they were going to send us. And so we went over to the Dayspring Equestrian Ranch, along with, I think, the university RAs went with us over there. So we had some groups that were helping oil saddles and things like that. And then I was with a group that was clearing off a bunch of sticks that had been falling from trees. And I guess they're kind of dangerous for the horses if they step on them and end up slapping them in the leg or something like that. So we were clearing sticks and chopping up roots and things like that. So, and the thing that equestrian ranch does is really cool. They do a lot of equine therapy with veterans who come back from wars and have emotional or PTSD issues, things like that. And so it's really cool what they do. I think it's great for us to be able to help them out in any way that we could to continue the ministry that they have with the veterans.
I got tickled in the organizational meeting Monday morning when they asked, where's the ladies basketball team? The Lady Tigers, they all went, we're right here. Yeah. And I said, yep, there they are. They're ready to go out and serve with so many other students. Nearly 100 students from our campus, along with faculty and staff, participated in the Martin Luther King Service Day. Now, Coach, let's talk about the game tomorrow night at our Nellis Gymnasium. You play University of Texas at Dallas. Of course, it's a very important game as everybody's fighting for position, as you still got a whole month to go in the schedule. Got a little scouting report on UT Dallas as they come into the gym.
Well, they're a good team. I think, Polly is a really, really good coach. They've been one of the dominant teams in the league for a long time. They're a little bit down this year because they lost a lot of good players from last year, but they still do a lot of the same stuff that they've been doing that's made them successful for so long. They rebound really well. They really play hard defensively. Their offense has been struggling a little bit this year, but I've been telling our girls that if they get clicking on offense, they're good enough to beat anybody as far as I'm concerned. So, we're going to have our hands full with them and just hope that they have an off night shooting, and we've got to take care of the ball. I think they lead the league in forced turnovers, and that's been a problem area for us. So we've got to make sure we take care of the ball, and we got to block them out off the boards, because if they're not shooting very well, they go after them and get their own misses. So we've really got to do a good job of contesting shots and then turn around and blocking people out and trying to get up the floor as fast as we can before they can get their defense set, because they are a good defensive team. So they're going to be a good challenge for us. But I think our girls are, like I said, I think we've bounced back from the loss last week with a good win Saturday, and I think we're in a good mind frame going into this game.
Good deal. Last question for you, Coach. Us who are fans of Lady Tiger basketball, kind of give us an inside look of game day. Do you have a chance to get the players together, say a couple hours before the game, to talk game strategy, or kind of give us kind of a schedule of game day for the Tigers when they're at home?
For the Thursday games, we don't do really all that much on game day because we have basically 3 days. We usually have Sundays off, so we'll have 3 days to prep beforehand. So, Mondays we usually come back and do some conditioning things. I make them run for turnovers and things like that, and then go back and watch film of our games from the previous weekend if there were things that we needed to correct or things that we need to look at what we did well that we can repeat. And then Tuesday we usually do more of an in-depth scouting report. We'll do that's what we did yesterday. We'll do watch some film and go through their lineup and things like that. And then Wednesday we'll kind of put it all together. So we've really done most of our work beforehand Thursday. So most of the time during class in the afternoons, when I was at Baylor, we would have shoot around in the afternoon, but we would get them out of class for that. So we don't get our kids out of class. So basically they come in before the game about an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. Well, hour 45 minutes before the actual game time, so they can get taped and start getting warmed up, and then they're out on the court. So like I said, most of our pregame stuff is done beforehand. And then Fridays are a little different. We'll do more of our scout work for Saturday and kind of a little bit lighter practice walking through things. And then we usually will do some kind of a shoot around or something on Saturday morning on game days. But Thursday games we don't do as much on game day because we've done most of that work already in the week ahead of that.
Well, Coach Hamilton, thank you for your time today, and best to you Lady Tigers tomorrow night as you host UT Dallas.
Thanks, Mike.
And you'll be able to listen to that game and watch the live video of that game tomorrow night right here at goetbtigers.com. So we invite you to check in on the Lady Tigers as they host UT Dallas this Thursday. And then on Saturday, they host University Ozark with a 1 p.m. tip. Don't go away. We still have basketball to talk about here today on ETBU Extra. Next, Tiger basketball with the head coach, Bert West. Back with more of ETBU Extra in just a moment.